Trump says every American could soon receive a minimum $2,000 dividend from the tariff money.
In a social media post, President Trump says people who don't support tariffs are, quote, fools. Trump says the U.S. is taking in trillions of dollars and will soon start paying down $37 trillion in debt. He also says a dividend of at least $2,000 would be paid to everyone, but not including, quote, high-income people.
Welcome back to Ben News, where we troll with truth, expose the clowns running the circus. Today, we're talking about a brand new message from President Trump, and it is a big one. According to Trump, the United States is now the richest and most respected country in the world. We have record stock market highs. 401ks are at the highest levels ever. Factories and plants are going up everywhere. And he says the government is taking in trillions of dollars in tariff revenue. And then he dropped this bomb. That's not including the high income earners. They don't need it. They don't really warrant this. This is not for them. This is for blue collar, working class, middle of the road, middle income families. A $2,000 tariff. And this is a Trump tariff dividend because, Democrats thought tariffs were bad.
Float's putting $200 billion in tariff profits into America's pockets in the form of $2,000 stimulus checks. Here's what he said to me about this topic back in September.
You talk about the hundreds of billions of dollars that have come in because of the tariffs. Would you consider, where's that money going to go? Would you consider giving it back to taxpayers while they wait for some of the things that you just talked about to kick in? Is that an option?
Politically, that's a nice thing to do, but you can do that and you can also pay down debt because we're talking about very big numbers.
So which do you like better?
Both, maybe. I mean, I could see both.
Amount of money that's coming into the coffers from these tariffs. And there are some pressures on the economy. What do you think of this idea?
Well, I appreciate the administration's idea of recognizing that homeowners and families are struggling right now. And with interest rates being where they're at and mortgage rates being where they're at, we're trying to provide some relief. I think that's ideologically a good idea. Practically, he's a smart business person. And so if we move this over into corporate debt.
You can already hear the media having a meltdown because for years they've been preaching the same script. Tariffs are bad. Tariffs hurt Americans. Tariffs will destroy the economy. Tariffs will start a trade war. But if the country is booming, 401ks are exploding, factories are returning, inflation's staying low, lowest gas prices in decades, and Americans are actually making money from tariffs, then the entire tariffs are bad narrative falls the hell apart. Let's break down why this matters. If America is taking in trillions of dollars in revenue, that means the United States is no longer getting ripped off. For decades, China got rich while America lost. Millions of jobs, thousands of factories, entire industries, and politicians stood there and let it happen. You know who exactly I'm talking about. They got paid, we got sold out. China became the manufacturing power of the world. Tariffs now flip the script. Would tariffs foreign countries pay for access to the American market? They pay to get in to sell their goods. They pay to sell their products here. The money stops flowing out and it starts flowing in. And you as an American citizen should benefit from that. And here's the part nobody in Washington, D.C. wants to admit. You can bring jobs back to America without raising taxes, without printing money, and without inflation. Got a clip here from Secretary Scott Bessent, and he's going to give a little insight as to what the tariffs could do and how it could actually be paid out if it isn't a direct deposit of $2,000.
It could. The $2,000 dividend could come in lots of forms, in lots of ways, George. It could be just the tax decreases that we are seeing on the president's agenda. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, deductibility of auto loans. So, those are substantial deductions that, are being financed in the tax bill.
So what Secretary Scott Bessent is saying that this could come in another format where you get an automatic $2,000 deduction off your taxes. But we're making other countries pay their fair share to sell into the most valuable market on earth. Now, here's where it gets even bigger. If the government is taking in trillions, it means we could do something Washington has failed to do for generations. Pay down the national debt. We have a $37 trillion debt. Politicians talk about it every 4 years, and then they go right back to spending. But if tariff revenue is real and massive, we could actually pay their debt down without raising taxes, without destroying the economy. That has never happened in our lifetime. I know it might not happen in mine, but I'm damn sure praying it does. And now the part that the media really is scared of. If Americans receive this $2,000 dividend, everyone will see exactly how tariffs help. It's going to set a standard. It's going to set a standard for every president following Donald Trump. Because once that check hits the conversation, becomes simple. China pays. Products get made here. Factories open. Jobs return. The economy grows, and every American gets a share. That's not globalization. That's nationalism. That's America first. And the establishment cannot stand it. For decades, they told us it's too expensive to manufacture in America. Just let China do it. We need global trade. And what happened? China became stronger. China became richer. China became more aggressive. But if tariffs reverse that, if America becomes the manufacturing power again, and if Americans get paid from it, the old system is dead, and the globalists know it. Politically, this is a nuclear bomb. If Americans start getting those checks, if factories keep opening, if the debt starts shrinking, public opinion will swing fast because regular Americans don't care about DC talking points. We care about results. And here, $2,000 from a tariff revenue is a result you can hold in your hand. So let's end this. If tariffs bring back factories, rebuild the middle class, grow the economy, pay down the debt, put money into the pockets of every American, why were the media and politicians so desperate to stop them? Why were they so against Trump doing this? Why did global corporations panic? Why did China panic? Why did every expert in Washington attack it nonstop? It wasn't because tariffs hurt Americans. It's because tariffs threaten the people who have been profiting off America for decades. Tariffs take that power away, and they give it back to you, the American people. And that, more than anything, is what Washington hates. So if these numbers hold up, Americans start seeing that dividend, get ready to watch a whole lot of tariffs are bad experts suddenly disappear. Thanks for watching. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, and as always, close the barn door on your way out. And let's just, let's stick together. We're tearing each other apart. It's time to come together and coalesce as the American people and get this country back on the exact path it needs to be.